Today we will discuss on the topic endocrine system. There are two kinds of gland present in human body. First one is the exocrine gland and second is the endocrine gland. Exocrine gland which secretes their product into the body ducts which carry the product into the body cavities, lumen of the organ or the outer surface of the body. For examples, mucous gland, sebaceous gland, digestive gland. And the endocrine glands, it is a ductless gland. It secretes their product into the extracellular space around the secretory cell. Endocrine system regulate the body activities by release of hormones into the bloodstream where they are carried out throughout the entire body. Hormones are the chemical messenger that are carried by a cell tissue and initiate specific action. Hormones are responsible for the growth, development, reproduction. It also helps to regulate metabolism and energy balance. Hormones also helps to maintain the homeostasis such as infection, trauma, emotional stress. It also regulates the certain activity of the immune systems. Endocrine system is a network of glands that produce and release hormones which are the chemical messengers that regulate many bodily functions. There are the 50 of the hormones which are the chemical messengers. They are made by 12 different endocrine glands. Endocrine system is composed of the body's endocrine gland include such as pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, pineal gland, pancreatic islet, gonads. So let's see one by one their function and which hormones they are released. So first one is a hypothalamus. Hypothalamus located in the brain. Hypothalamus serves as the primary link between the nervous system and the endocrine system. In hypothalamus, the activation of the pituitary gland, the main role is to tell pituitary gland when to stop or when to start making hormones. Hypothalamus regulate many bodily function by releasing hormone that controlled by the pituitary gland's activity. Then second is the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is also called as the master gland. Pituitary gland is the influential gland in the endocrine system. It is divided into two distinct glands in the one. First one is the anterior lobe and second is the posterior lobe. Anterior means front side and posterior means back side. Anterior lobe secretes anterior lobe release 7 major hormones released into the bloodstream and posterior lobe release 3 hormones. In anterior lobe it releases growth hormone which is responsible for the growth and development and cell reproductions. And second is the follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone which is responsible for the development of progesterone, estrogen, ovaries, testosterone. And fourth one is a melanocyte stimulating hormone which is responsible for the skin melanin production, for the skin color. And next is a prolactin. It acts on the mammary gland for the production of milk. Then next is a adrenocorticotropic hormone stimulates adrenal gland to produce cortisol and it also anterior lobe also release thyroid stimulating hormone which stimulate thyroid gland to produce the thyroid hormones. In the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland secrete 3 hormone, oxytocin which is responsible for the female reproductive system. Oxytocin is also responsible for the production of milk in the breastfeeding. And third one is the antidiuretic hormone. It is also called as vasopressin which acts on the kidney and it maintain water balance and the fluid balance. Then next gland is a thyroid gland. Thyroid gland located in the throat region just below the larynx. Thyroid gland produce thyroid hormones such as T3 and T4. T3 is triiodothyronine and T4 is thyroxine which regulate metabolism, energy level and overall growth. It also releases calcitonin which helps to maintaining calcium homeostasis by the causing calcium to be removed from the blood and deposit it into the bones when blood level are too high. Next is a thyroid gland, which located behind the thyroid gland. These are the four small glands. Parathyroid hormone, which is essential for maintaining the calcium levels in the blood and bones. Iodine is an element that required for the thyroid gland to produce thyroid hormones. Then next is the adrenal gland, which located on the top of each kidney. Adrenal gland are pyramid-shaped organ. Adrenal gland consists of two structures: adrenal medulla and adrenal cortex. Adrenal cortex are the outer part and the adrenal medulla is the inner part. Adrenal cortex is a network of fine connective tissues that make up most of the glands. It secretes a range of steroid hormones such as cortisol, which manage the protein and glucose level, in aldosterone, which adjusts our level of the water and the salt. Then androgen and estrogen are secreted by the adrenal cortex in the small amount by both sexes. In adrenal medulla, it is the inner part, which it produces epinephrine and non-epinephrine. This chemical promote fight and flight situation. The body essential response to stress. The two hormones made by the kidneys are vitamin D and erythropoietin. Vitamin D are essential for a number of different functions in the body, and erythropoietin is produced when the oxygen level in the blood are low. Then next is the pancreas. It performs both exocrine and endocrine function. Endocrine gland, but it most role in the endocrine gland to maintain the blood sugar level. Pancreas, it is also part of the digestive system. It excretes pancreatic juice into the small intestine via the pancreatic gland, pancreatic duct. When blood sugar is low, alpha cells in the islet release glucagon. Glucagon spurs into the liver to break down of the glycogen and release more glucose into the blood. When blood sugar level is high, the beta cells in the islet release insulin, which increase glucose reuptake. And next is the gonads. Ovaries in the female and testes in the male produce sex hormone that regulate reproductive functions. Ovaries produce the estrogen and the progesterone, essential for regulating the menstrual cycle and the pregnancy in the female, and testes produce testosterone in the male, critical for the male reproductive function and the secondary sexual characteristics. Then next is the pineal gland. Pineal gland is the small gland and it is a pine cone shape, located at the back of the diencephalon in the brain. At the night, the absence of light, pineal gland secrete the hormone which is melatonin. Melatonin regulates the sleep pattern in the both daily and seasonal pattern. In the morning, when the light hits on the eye, photoreceptor in the retina send signals to the pineal gland, which then decrease melatonin production and we wake up. Then next is the thymus gland, which produce progenitor cell, which mature into the T cells. T cell creates by the thymus also other organ in the immunity system grow properly, and thymus gland is the primary donor of the cell of the lymphatic system. Then next is the gut hormone, which work in the association with the gut extensive nervous system and play a coordinating role in the control of appetite, digestion of food, regulation of energy, balance and maintenance of blood glucose level. The role of that some of these hormones play is outside below. First one is the ghrelin. It is produced in the stomach and it increases the appetite, which is responsible for the hunger. Gastrin it is produced in the stomach and stimulate the release of gastric juice rich in the pepsin and the hydrochloric acid. Then secretin is produced in the duodenum and has the effect of stimulating the pancreas to produce the alkaline secretion as well as the slowing the emptying of the stomach. Now, what are the function of the endocrine system? First one is the metabolism. It plays a crucial role in the metabolism by regulating how the body utilizes the energy. Then second function is the growth and development. Hormones such as growth hormones stimulate growth in the child's and adolescents. In third one function is the homeostasis. Endocrine system helps maintain homeostasis by regulating a critical physiological parameter including blood pressure through aldosterone and antidiuretic hormones, blood sugar level through insulin and the glucagon, calcium level through the parathyroid stimulating hormone and the calcitonin. Next function is the reproductive function. The release of sex hormone regulate reproductive function, menstrual cycle in women and sperm production in the men, influencing fertility and secondary sexual characteristics. We see the regulation of the hormone secretion. There are two types of feedback mechanism present: positive feedback mechanism and the negative feedback mechanism. But the negative feedback mechanism is the most common regulation method. High level of hormone inhibit further production. What are the common diseases and disorders of the endocrine system? Diabetes mellitus, hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, Addison's disease, Cushing syndrome, polycystic ovary syndrome. These are the common diseases and disorders of the endocrine system. That's all about the endocrine system. Thank you.